Happy weekend to each and every one of you out there. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Akbo Fiona, registered nurse, originally from Cameroon, living and working in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. If you're new to our channel, we provide you information about living in Dubai, about nursing licensure in Dubai, and about many other things related to working in Dubai. So if you feel any of this is of interest to you, kindly don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we'll be providing you with information about so many things you might not know, or so many things you might have heard about Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So why are we here today? The main aim of today's video is to answer one particular question that so many people have been asking me, have been asking my husband, have been asking us about how we are able to live or to cope in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, with our family, with our kids. Actually, we have 3 kids, 5 years old, 3 years old, and 1 year plus. Yeah. So at the beginning, we had so many discouragements. So many persons living here told us, no, you can't come here with your family, you can't manage, you can't survive. Leave your kids back home. You, the wife, come join your husband. Then afterwards, you work, you go back and bring the kids, or you work and take care of your kids while they stay home with your mothers or with your family. I must say it was a very difficult situation for us. It was a dilemma because my husband was working here already and I was back home with the kids. Actually, I just had my 3rd baby and we were looking for opportunities for nurses here since he told me about the opportunities for nurses here. We decided that I join him, and the big question was, should I come with the kids or not? So it was a very difficult decision to make because of so many things we heard, so many things we read, and all. Finally, there was a point I told him, if we are not coming with the kids, please, it's better you stay there, work. I stay here also, look after the kids and work, because honestly, I'm not going to be separated from my newborn because my baby was just 2 months old then. Yeah, just 2 months old, and I was imagining leaving her and her 2 other siblings who were really young back home. It's not like we don't have trustworthy people. My mom is very alive and vibrant and she takes good care of the kids. My mother-in-law also is very young and vibrant and she takes good care of the kids, but I wanted to be a part of their growing up and everything. So when I told him that I'm sorry, if we are not bringing the kids, I won't come, I had made my own research and found out how we can survive here with the family, because I knew it was definitely not going to be easy. So to cut a long story short, I came and joined him in September 2021. Yeah, September 2021, yes. I joined him here. I came together with the kids. It was a tough decision. It wasn't easy, but we worked through it. And while we were here, it wasn't a bed of roses either, but we had taken so many precautions. We had taken so many, we had made so many plans on how to go about things. So it wasn't easy initially in the first few months, but we were able to survive. So I want to share with you guys today how we are able to manage as a family of 5 here in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. It's not a bed of roses, but it's definitely doable, especially if your priority as a family man or as a family woman is to have your family together at all times as much as possible. So that has been our priority and we have been working on that very seriously. I absolutely understand the concerns and the genuine contributions of those who discouraged us from bringing the kids, because absolutely it's not easy. Because first of all, Dubai doesn't offer citizenship. Visa wise, you must be able to earn a particular amount of money, at least 3,500 dirhams and above, to be able to sponsor your dependents, that's your kids or your spouse. So if you're here and you're not earning up to that amount, it's not possible to bring your kids and sponsor them under you. It's not possible. So it's a very difficult situation. So we came and were able to we came and my husband was working here already, like I mentioned, and I was able to get a job as well. So since we met the requirements for sponsoring our kids, we were able to sponsor them under us. And to sponsor them is another fortune. You spend you spend lots of money to make their visas, to make their Emirates IDs. That's about roughly 3,500 to 4,000 dirhams per child. That's lots of money to sponsor a single child for the duration of your stay. And you sponsor them under your visa. If your visa is valid for 2 years, they get a sponsorship for 2 years. If it's valid for 3 years, they get a sponsorship for 3 years. Meaning after the duration of your visa, after your visa expiration, maybe 2 or 3 years later, theirs will expire as well. So you are also expected to make a visa for them all over again. It's a very difficult path. Also, with respect to their studies, you must have a valid bank account, you must have a good job, you must have an Emirates ID. They must be legally staying here also before they can go to school. So if they do not have a residence visa, they do not have an Emirates ID, it's not possible for them to go to school. If you do not have a bank account, your name through should be paying the school fees, they cannot go to school as well. So that brings us to one of the expenditures that we manage with here in the United Arab Emirates, being a family of 5. One of the expenditures is school fees. If the kids are less than 4, you can enroll them in a nursery and it would cost about 2,000 dirhams per month or above, depending on which nursery they are attending. If they are up to 4 and above, they can attend regular school, and school fees here is expensive, no doubt, but it varies. There are schools that are cheaper, a bit cheaper, more affordable than others. So for sure, you would look for a school which is up to your standard, what you can easily afford, in order not to spend so much money on it. So on our part, we decided to find a school close to our home where we live. We decided first of all to live in an area which is not super expensive, because the heart of Dubai is particularly very expensive compared to where we are. It's close to another Emirates, Sharjah, which is expensive though, but it's better than other parts of Dubai. So we decided to stay here, and our kids' school is just 7 minutes walk from our home, in order to avoid paying transportation, in order to avoid paying transport fare. Transport fare here also, bus fare, oh my goodness, you can't imagine, is also super duper expensive. So it can be up to like 6,000 to 7,000 dirhams per academic year for a child. So we're able to manage the rent and transport issue by staying in an area which is a bit far from town, but close to our son's school, where we will not spend so much on transporting him to school, and we will be the ones to transport ourselves to work on a longer distance, which is better and less expensive. So that's it with respect to regular schooling. And one good thing with the schooling is that there are so many schools with different curricula. You want your child to do a British curriculum or American curriculum or Russian, whatever, you can decide the school you want to enroll your child in. It's that flexible here also. Concerning rent, like I mentioned earlier, we chose an area of Dubai which is not hyper expensive. We did not choose the high and top class, because we are here, we are struggling also to get our feet together, live, survive, save. So we can't afford to spend exorbitant sums on rent. So we are staying in an area which is not very, very expensive, and we are able to manage ourselves that way. When we came initially, we were living in a shared apartment. So living in a shared apartment means you're under someone who has rented a house from the company, and you're paying him because he's all rented the house. So you're paying him monthly, and you're paying the bills also with respect to how many of you are living in the house according to how we were paying. It wasn't really easy at all. It was quite expensive for us, because imagine counting 5 heads. Meanwhile, the kids really do not really consume anything reasonable in terms of light and water. But imagine you're paying that amount for 5 heads on a monthly basis. So it wasn't easy. We decided to get our own place to rent directly from a company, because renting directly from a company in the long run is less expensive. And with that also, you can manage your bills by yourself. You can decide how you consume this and that. And that's how we managed. We got our own place and we managed our bills very well. We managed water, lights, gas, everything very well. And it's better that way. You get to save a little more by doing that. So that's the strategy we used for rents and bills here in Dubai. Concerning feeding, groceries, absolutely things are more expensive here than back home, for sure. They are, because everything you buy is per kilo. Back home, you get a big bucket of tomatoes for a few francs, for not so much, for a few thousands. But here, when you weigh something and you convert it to your local currency back home, it's like you should abandon the thing and come back home. I used to do that a lot, but with time I got used to understanding that this is another country and I need to get used to that as well. So with respect to feeding, groceries and everything, the good thing here is most weekends you get offers. They sell tomatoes, they sell groceries in general and other stuff at a bit cheaper prices compared to within the week. So what we do, we strategize. We mostly do our shopping every weekend or every 2 weekends. We buy in bulk, we store in the fridge, or we cook and stock, so that we will not get to spend so much within the other days of the week. So with respect to transportation, we take taxis on a very, very rare basis, unless it's extremely important, because taxi fare here is very expensive. So most often we use the Dubai transport system, which is the bus and the metro line. So that's what we use to go to work, that's what we use to go to the supermarket, that's what we use to go for whatever. We always use those because it's more affordable compared to taking taxis all the time. And that brings me to my work. My place of work actually is quite far from here. I have to travel for like 2 hours before I get to work each day. Work, travel back for another 2 hours and get home. But it's okay for me because at least I'm staying where my son doesn't need to pay so much transport to go to school, or my kids don't need to pay so much transport to go to school. But I'm the only one displacing for that long distance, which is okay, it's fine, and I get great days of rest as well. So it's okay. I take the bus, I take the metro. I just organize myself well. I leave on time when I'm supposed to leave. I leave early, and I always get to work on time because I plan myself very well. Out here, one needs to make sacrifices in order, if you really want to save. Otherwise, if you have to take taxis every day, it's going to be a huge expenditure for you, and at the end of the day, you will not be able to save a cent. So that's how we manage with transportation here in Dubai. With respect to internet, since we rented our own place from the company, we installed our Wi-Fi. So you choose the Wi-Fi bundle you want. They are all good. So you choose which Wi-Fi bundle you want, be the one for 200 dirhams, the one for 300 dirhams, the one for 400 dirhams, depending on your needs, depending on your consumption, and you pay monthly. So actually, for what I'm saying, everything depends on you. It depends on your choice. It depends on what exactly you're gaming at. If you have a family and you think you have to save, and you also have to take care of families back home, you will learn to be economical as much as possible in order to be able to save a cent and be able to send something back home for the family you left home as well. So everything here is possible to manage as much as you can in order to be able to limit your expenditures, because everything around here is really expensive. But when you try to manage and you try to curb the excesses that you have, you will be able to make it. It's possible to live here and save something as well. Now, with respect to other items like clothes, shoes, toiletries, and many other things, baby diapers and all whatnot. There are stores like day to day, like gift centers that sell at a fairly cheaper rate compared to other big supermarkets. So these are the places where we mostly get this stuff when we need them. The things are also of good quality and it's fine. So why not? So many people go there, even the Emiratis themselves go there to buy, to shop, and to stock their home. So why not us? So we make good use of these places, and it helps us also to save costs as much as possible. And lastly, with respect to savings, obviously you save with respect to your income. When you're two, you think better and you're able to manage your expenditures better so that you can save better. So with saving, it's all about discipline. You make sure once you get, what comes in at the end of the month for your home, you put out the savings first before you start managing the rest. So you save first before you spend. You don't spend, then you save the extra from what you spend. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm trying to encourage those who have the means to be able to bring their families together, to stay with their families together here or anywhere else abroad, to do so, because it's very, very important to play this critical role in the lives of your kids. The education your mom, your aunt, your sister, your friend will instill in your child is not the education you will instill in them. Moreover, there are so many things around here that makes the kids smarter, that makes them learn a lot more. Like for my kids going to school, there are so many things that they learn at their age, and I'm surprised because back home at that age they don't learn that much. So these are sacrifices that you have to make for the kids, and also let them enjoy the joys of living out of your home. Let them enjoy the joys of living abroad and interacting with others. It boosts their confidence. It also helps them to be able to stand up for themselves, because when they see their friends bold and talking up for and standing up for themselves, they learn how to do that as well. They are not shy, they are not timid. They know how to interact, they learn how to interact with other people. And most importantly, the time, the joy that you spend together with your kids, with your family, can never be compared to any amount of money in the world. Neither can it be replaced with any amount of money in the world. So I've seen so many people who have the means of being here with their family, but they decide to leave the kids back home. They will work here and send money back home. But these are things that you can manage yourself as a couple, because you're two heads. You can manage yourselves as a couple and have your family together, have your kids together with you, train them up the way you want them to grow, teach them, educate them, enlighten them, take them out to so many touristic areas to play, to relax and everything. And the joy that comes from it is immeasurable. Actually, it is immeasurable. So I just want to encourage families out there, those who are living with their families abroad. It's not easy, but a big kudos to them. I know it's not easy at all, but it's doable, and a lot of joy comes from it. It's doable, and a lot of joy comes from it. So those who have the opportunity to live together with their families, think about it. Take that bold step and bring your family together, and you will be so happy you did. I wish you all a very, very happy weekend. Take care and stay blessed. Bye.